My situation is terribly bad.
Case regarding the complications with fish stick. We're back at it, my fellow cultists. This war continues with another episode of the one-man army Ethan versus the Taylor gang. Hopefully we get to see some real stupidity from these people within this episode. Enjoy!
Attention, Mr. Ethan Markov.
The fact that you still insist on the bootcamp theme is bothering me. No bank official I've ever contacted used attention at the beginning of their text.
We, the Remittance Office of Caixa Bank Spain, have been mandated to effect a wire transfer to you as appeared in the memo we received from our operation department and your lawyer, Mr. Kenneth Haw.
Alright, two things need to be said here. A, there's surely a grammatical mistake with the mandate sentence. That ain't how you use effect as a verb. B, my lawyer is Shay, not Kenneth. Did you just assume my lawyer?
We wish to inform you that we have scheduled the normalization process of your account file and your fund has been billed for transfer. The transfer of your fund has been scheduled on Friday the 16th of July 2021 at 11:45 a.m. DOT. So you are required to be present in our office on the transfer day to sign the transfer release order and other relevant documents before the transfer time, or alternatively, you can appoint your attorney to act/sign on your behalf.
This was your ingenious plan all along?
You are required to pay during the signing a non-deductible at source/activation/voucher fee of $3,900 only.
Non-deductible at source? It seems you guys dealt with scambaiters in the past.
You are to comply with this transfer instruction in order for us to effect the transfer of the fund to your designated account. Respond to acknowledge the receipt of this notification. Cordialmente, Mr. Inaki Badiola Gomez.
Dear sir, I am aware that the bank has contacted you and set your transfer on Friday, which I told them it is okay. They will request your presence to sign the release order papers, but that will not be a problem as I am here to represent you. If they ask for your presence, tell them that your attorney will be representing you.
Kenneth, what is happening here? Shed some light, I'm getting confused.
I'll be required to pay during the signing a total fee of $3,900, so try to make the money available before the time. Direct the payment to my secretary. Receiving information below.
Yep, that's the opportunity I've been waiting for. Caixa is gonna be answered with,
Hey there, I'm acknowledging the confirmant as requested to be confirming the acknowledgement for the receipt notification. What should I do next? These are very new to me, and I am stressed that I might do something wrong. What should I do? Best tardigrades, Ethan.
ah yes, the tardigrade strikes back. And replied to Kenneth with,
Gotcha.
Caixa responded with his usual template saying,
Mr. Kenneth Haw is the appointed and our accredited lawyer,
yeah, we got it, he's accredited.
and he will sign the release document on your behalf for your fund transfer. Kindly comply with his instruction as your representing lawyer.
He isn't accredited anymore?
Remember, you are to pay during the signing a non-deductible at source administrative/activation/voucher fee of $3,900 only. So make the money available to him.
Dear sir, upon the receipt of the money, I'll do the necessaries with the bank.
You seem to be in a rush, barrister. Might want to slow down a bit.
Hello, Mr. Enki. As I have stated to Mr. Haw, I noted his request for a receipt, but there was no mention of this matter beforehand. Kindly elaborate on the subject as it seems very important.
I know, right? That's the money that will be stolen from me, but who am I to judge? Maybe these guys are legit. LOL. Meanwhile, a steady thread of emails are being exchanged with Kenneth.
Salutations, Mr. Haw. I have noted your request and I'm a bit confused. What receipt?
Sir, you don't read through my messages or what? Can't you understand simply English?
No, I don't understand simply English because I speak simple English. Aside from that, with this attitude, it's not a surprise you couldn't become a real barrister and instead chose thievery for a living.
Upon the receipt of the $3,900 from you, I will do the necessaries with the bank for your fund transfer.
You offended me once. I'ma keep a score on ya. Ethan said,
Clearly, English is not my mother tongue. Therefore, it could be possible that I'm not familiar with some of the terminologies conducted within this episode.
a little bit of flaunting for ya. And you managed to anger Ethan. Prepare for the consequence.
And what kind of a lawyer are you if you so discouragingly make offending comments to your clients? How can I trust you with this sum? I only asked a simple question and got responded with such aggression that planted the seeds of doubt in my mind. Don't get me wrong, I have made a promise to Mrs. Taylor and I keep my promises. Therefore, if you are able to handle this in an orderly manner, we are clear. If not, I will contact Coxup Bank to employ the help of Barrister Sheo Goshaya instead.
Sir, then follow simple instructions.
You mean simple?
I cannot be repeating my word over and over again. I have clearly instructed you on what to do. You must know that you are dealing with intellectuals. He who comes into equity must come with clean hands.
Oh really? What sort of intellectual haven't found the ID card I've sent as a fake one and managed to be so lousy and greedy to go back and forth with a troll? Yeah, real intellectual right there. Second strike for ya, Mr. Lawyer, and don't get me started on the topic of clean hands. Ethan isn't the type to wait for a third strike, so he sent one hell of a scroll of punishment.
Mr. Hall, I'm truly bothered by this. It seems you're not serious here.
See what I did there?
I've been trying to be patient and comply with your request, but I'm not certain for sure you also share this view. As I'm writing this, it brings me great grief to be ridiculed by such nonsense, as these sort of complaints are highly unprofessional. I went to my bank today, and since Cox is supposedly an established financial institution, there is the option to submit transactions. Therefore, assuming that, I have gone to fill a request for an international bank transfer. They inform me there is no institution named Coxa and the transfer would be impossible. Had you provided me with a wire transfer code or an account number or even a name for recipient at your end, this could have been made possible. Why are you hesitant with this and why withdraw from sharing such important information? It is highly unprofessional of an attorney of the law such as yourself to have impostulated such a mistake.
Seems like I wasn't paying attention.
I have shown dedication to this cause and have spent 28 hours this day doing what you asked me, only to be made a laughingstock at the bank. If it wasn't for dear Mrs. Taylor, I would have disembarked from this journey. But, since this is very important to me, we need to formulate a distributive currency of actions here to enable this transaction. Get back to me ASAP.
Sir, I'll be required to pay during the signing a total fee of 3.
Yeah, I got it the first couple of times you said this. Kaiksa didn't reply to me for weeks, so I went to see how things are going in that front.
Dear Mr. Inaki, I wanted to discuss a serious matter with you. Is it possible to replace Mr. Ha as my representative for this case? You have ceased to contact me for further arrangements and I assume you are very busy. But due to some personal reasons, I wish for you to comply with this request and change the position of Mr. Ha currently stands on. He has been very irresponsible in his conduct and has disrespected me on several occasions. Please get back to me as soon as possible.
This should get him back on the hook. I mean, I have a fairly simple request, you know. Change Kenneth and appoint Shay so that we can all have a laugh and enjoy the insanity.
No, comply with this instruction. You have to adhere
With what? Gorilla Glue?
to the jurisdictional components of the bank.
You know this could have been far smoother and we all could be resting easy if this matter was handled by Shay. It would be in the interest of everyone since surely your components lack patience and has insulted my intelligence at many instances. Reconsider this matter, please.
Attention, Mr. Ethan Maoko. Simply send the requested administrative.
Ah, not this again. Come on, there's no fun in having to depart from my hard-earned money. I'm gonna leave you to think about what you did wrong. Alright, back to my accredited lawyer. It's been a couple of days without any kind of reply, so I was afraid that I may have lost them. It's time to throw them a bone.
Dear Kenneth, I have made payment at the bank today, and since everything is digital nowadays, they're giving me the receipt via email. I have made an additional deposit of 100 to the requested sum, only for the sake of Mrs. Taylor. Take the $3,900 provided for the paperwork and spend the rest of that amount for any expenses that Mrs. Taylor has endured until now. I hope it will be a smooth sail from here on forth.
What a kind heart. What a kind heart. But something is missing.
Pardon me, I have forgotten the receipt for the transaction. Here is the document for the transfer. I apologize for any minute details as the transfer was not successful at the bank. I had to drop by Western Union for the transfer. And luckily they had the recipient's details. And the transaction went smoother than a freshly shaved Michael Phelps.
It's unbelievable to drop a joke twice and not get caught doing so. Now be amazed with the editing power of Microsoft Paint. Behold! I'm gonna leave it on for a few seconds. If you want, pause the video here and take a look at it. I haven't heard from Kaiksa nor Kenneth for a while, so I sent Inaki this.
Dear Kaiksa, I don't know what to do. I have proceeded with the funding and transferred the necessary funds as requested. But now Mr. Hall hasn't responded to me. This is worrying me. What should I do?
But to my expectation, they haven't replied, and this could be the last email I've sent to Kaiksa. Haven't heard from them ever since, but Kenneth did send me something.
Sir, if you don't take instruction from people, you must understand one.
This was your last offense that I could take, pal. Is it your first time being scambaited?
I told you to send the money via bank-to-bank wire transfer and not Western Union. Thank you.
Looks like this lawyer needs to be lawyered in order to understand how to lawyer.
Mr. Hall, you must surely understand that money transfer can be quite complicated. More so, if the money is transacted through the bank, there may be legal charges on my behalf, and aside from that, the bank charges me an extra 20% if the money is going international because of vocal restrictions and limitations. They said there is an issue with the transferring mules and something in that sense which I didn't quite understand. Instead, I used Western Union. Is that a problem? Get back to me as soon as possible. This money is a large sum which is now sitting in the middle of Spain with no attendance, and it bothers me so much. Thank you for understanding that these are challenging times.
You just had to go to the Western Union with that receipt I've sent to grab the fake money, fake lawyer, and I needed to explain some other nonsense, so I continued with,
Regarding the previous reply, I should also note another thing. If for some reason which are unexplained to me, you insist on having a bank transaction, there are already some Western Union charges inflicted on me. By their policies, if I want the current fee to be retracted, I must pay an additional fee there for the cancellation. If it is negotiable to add these charges to the sum which you are going to release, will I transfer the money via one of my offshore accounts? Is this a reasonable solution? Would you kindly...
Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Get back to me as soon as possible?
quick change of tactics might be interesting. Honestly, I was getting bored with the routine and I was in need for some change.
Sir, I have no problem with that. You can transfer the money via bank to bank through your offshore account.
Yay! I'm getting recompensated for the Western Union transfer.
Alright then, I have made arrangements for this scenario yesterday and am currently in possession of the transfer invoice which will be attached here. If any additional information is needed for further progress, please let me know. Progulation is understandably counterproductive and therefore I wish to make success without further delay. Best of luck to your team and procedures.
I apologize in advance, but you have to endure another cursed image. I have made a fake invoice for a trading business and established it as a genuine bank transfer. Be amazed, my friends, since this one could be unforgettable. Again, pause the video if you like. Oh boy, this was a lengthy one. Yet, we aren't done since this whole scam took me longer than expected. Let's have a recap and see what happened so far to catch our breath. First, there was that whole lovebird and affection talks with Mrs. Taylor. Then came the boondoggle with Kaiksa and Kenneth, and now, these threads are going in loops. During the narration of this episode, I tried to put everything in their relative timeline in which they happened. The important note could be that this is the part of the scam which stealing happens. I haven't sent them anything and I won't be receiving a single penny from them. Alright, we can't leave this story hanging, so let's get back to it.
Sir, I'm in receipt of the bank transfer information. I will get back to you as soon as I receive the money.
Good to hear. Keep me updated.
The waiting games shall begin.
Sir, upon the receipt of the money, I'll proceed to the bank for the transfer of the fund to your account. I'm still waiting for the money.
Noted with thanks. I should clarify, due to the lockdown orders, the utmost urgent time for the transaction that was available is a due date mentioned in the invoice, which is August 10th. If everything goes by schedule, you should be able to withdraw on that date. Keep updating me on the situation. In the meantime, we should focus on some details which I think should be sorted out.
I wonder what these important details are.
Sir, noted and waiting.
I bet you will.
So how is the health situation with Mrs. Taylor? Do you have any news? Thank you for your effort. I feel a little bit better today, so I decided to check my email. It has been no easy for me. Please do your best to finish the transaction.
Whoa, Mary, is that you? So you finally came back to my call. Oh, to God be the glory. But why now? I guess the answer to that is the smell of cash.
Interesting. Well, I don't know if you're informed or kept into the ongoing processes, but I think we are reaching a conclusion here. The transaction is going smoothly, and I can't wait to spend it all. I'm gonna buy me a big island and yacht and move my whole family there.
Ethan, how dare you? I thought you were being an honest guy. I thought you were a kind-hearted person and that money was to be spent on charity. How dare you? And I gave her a summary of the things that happened so far and whined about some other stuff.
He should have also mentioned that due to the ongoing struggles with
Everyone is tired of hearing its name by now.
immediate payments are less likely. Therefore, it takes time for the bank workers to transfer the money between countries. It should arrive by the 10th of August, which is in 2 days. I would assume that's how long it takes for the workers to move internationally. I'm not gonna bore you with that stuff. Frankly, I know nothing of these things myself. That's why Balthasar Garshire handles my finances. Anyhow, why haven't I discussed the plans of how should I deal with your endeavors? Should I proceed with my own materialistic wishes or do otherwise? I cannot conceive what to do since this is a large sum of money we're talking about. I'll need your assistance with this, so reply at the moment's notice.
Sir, she is getting better. I'm still looking forward to receiving the money tomorrow.
I know she is getting better. The fact that her coincidental return is so perfectly timed makes me want to tell her to get it out of her, Mary. Moment of truth, ladies and gents. It is the 10th of August and the money should be in their account, but...
Sir, still haven't received the money.
Hello, Kenneth, any news? What happened? You were supposed to keep in contact with me. The due date for withdrawal was yesterday and it is well past 10th in my region. Give me an analysis on the state of affairs at the moment.
Kowalski, analysis.
Looks like he still hasn't received the money.
Dear Barrister Hall, this is very conspicuous and suspicious. Is there anything happening that I'm not aware of? I'm still not getting what is going on. You asked me to send the funds urgently, and I did as I was asked. The bank worked out its part and gave me the shortest waiting time for the transfer, and now you're telling me you still haven't received the money? It has been 2 whole days now. What is going on? Is this a joke? Are you wasting my time and hard-earned money? Previously, you've nagged about me being unreasonable and demanded me to behave like an adult to sort out this deal. I don't know how to respond to that. Clearly, someone has to do some explaining.
Sir, I'm fully convinced that you did not make any payment. I've checked with my bank, so stop beating around the bush.
What bush?
We seriously need to stop with the innuendos. It seems like they're starting to question everything. These are some critical times.
Sir, by the way, check the name on the slip you sent. I gave you Mild Derek and you wrote Dalmeric.
That right there is why you shouldn't make fun of someone's intelligence and belittle them. But I'm not still finished with beating this dead bush.
I'm pretty sure you make a payment to an account the bank teller receipt will generate the name. Maybe you wrote it wrong, since I gave you those details and the bank has deducted from my account. Are you sure you're a barrister and had education in law? These are some of the basic stuff anyone above the age of 18 with a bank account could understand. Maybe I'm wasting my time and money with your charity cause. At the moment, I have an offer for $160 million from the Bank of USA about some unclaimed check thingy that was confiscated from the Prince of Nigeria. Maybe instead of you donations to humanitarian causes, I should go with them since they are offering a hefty 70% of the funds for me. Yeah, Kenneth. Apologizations for our recent conversation. It seems we had some controversialities
My most enthusiastic controfibularities.
between us lately, and how can we solve this? Clearly, there must be something to be done here.
Ah, what a conscious-minded person you are, Ethan. You can't move forward, can ya?
Sir, the mistake needs to be rectified. I gave you mild Derek and you wrote down Merrick.
Oops.
I'm agreeing with you to some extent, but you gotta understand, when I went to the bank and entered the IBAN, it gave me Dow Merrick instead of Mild Derek. On the other hand,
I guess we can never know what happens next since they never replied me back. And I think the Taylor's fortune may still be available within the imaginary realm of make-believe. But at the end of the day, I got the last laugh of having their precious time wasted. And at long last, this video came to an end, my fellow cultists. Make sure to give me your opinion on who should I target next. Support the effort by leaving a like, comment and subscribe. Stay away from scammers.